Good morning, YouTube. What's going on? It's Mesa Sean back at it with some Destiny 2. All right, folks, we're going to round up a bunch of Destiny 2 news in this video, and it's mainly going to pertain to faction rallies. And also, I want to brainstorm with you guys on how they should improve faction rallies for the future at the end of the video. Most of the stuff that we're going to go over is going to be responses from either Cosmo, Dylan, other Bungie developers, to folks over on Reddit, Twitter, and so forth. Check out DestinyRoundup.com and Shackle Shotgun on Twitter. She puts a great website together where I get all this information from. Link will be in the description. So first off, we have 3 faction rallies in this season, and you can get 3 different catalysts. One for the Sweet Business, one for Graviton Lance, and one for Sunshot. Well, one question everyone is having is, okay, after these 3 faction rallies, how do we get these again? Are they gone forever? Well, Dylan confirms over on Twitter. He says, yes, there will be other ways to acquire them. More details on that this summer. So you could grind it out now and get the catalyst that you want, but there will be other ways to get those down the road. We just don't know when. I bet they're not going to let us know until after the 3rd faction rally for this season. He also says there are no current plans to add another 4th faction rally for this season. Now, the reason why a lot of folks are bringing this up is, well, some of the feedback is faction rallies need to be longer. Another thing is that faction rallies maybe should be permanent, because a lot of us as a player base, that's a lot to grind. To get to rank 50 over the course of 1 week, even myself who has the time to play, it's still a grind. And we need to talk at the end of the video about other ways to do faction rallies because, look, I like the renown system. Doing lost sectors and making them part of the game relevant again is fun, but there's got to be other ways to get tokens. Because over on Reddit, there is a really good thread. The rushed grind from faction rally does not feel fun. It feels like I'm being kept from enjoying the game at my own pace. Cosmo responded, yeah, we've seen that feedback a lot. We know you enjoy the content having something to work towards, but a lot of players have stated that condensing that down to a week creates a lot of anxiety to try to finish in time. We've passed this feedback along to the team and let them know players would rather have faction rallies be permanent. So they're definitely considering this, guys. Everything that's been brought up feedback-wise has either come to fruition or come to fruition. Yeah, they pretty much reacted to everything that we've asked for this past year. So I want to ask you guys in the comment section, do you want a permanent faction rally, or do you want them to be longer, or do you like them the way it is? My philosophy right now, I wouldn't want it to be permanent, but hold on, hear me out. And in fact, we're not waiting to the end of the video. Let's talk about it right now, what I think they should do to improve faction rallies. All right, I don't think it should be permanent, because I think if it's permanent, we as Destiny players, we will burn through it really quickly and then complain we don't have a faction rally to look forward to. What I would do personally is I would make them 2 weeks, but I would really make other avenues viable for getting faction tokens. Now, what I mean by viable is, okay, look, the grinding of the lost sectors with the renown system, it's cool, it's fun, but it does get boring. What if they made strikes every time you do a heroic strike? You get a certain amount of tokens, more than you're getting now. What about every time you do a nightfall? You get even more tokens. How about if you did a prestige raid, you get something like 250 or 300 tokens? Throw in some patrols, throw in adventures, give us a reason to do adventures. What about the Crucible? Right now, I haven't played any Crucible this week. I don't even know how many tokens you get for playing Crucible. So you see where I'm going here, guys. I like the Lost Sector Renown system. However, they need to keep us playing all the activities within the game to make it not feel so boring and not so much of a grind. Now, I'm sure you have noticed the last Iron Banner and also faction rallies, you can't just direct purchase armor. I know today I just cashed in probably about 300 tokens to Future War Cult, and I got 2 pieces of armor. I'm trying to get the full set, so it makes it easier for me to get renown. But Cosmo did address this over on Reddit. Cosmo says, we removed direct purchase of armor from certain vendors due to constraints when adding seasonal progression rewards for Season 3. Cosmo continues with, although we have now solved these problems, the solution came too late to add direct purchase of armor in 1.2.1. This issue will be addressed in 1.2.3 for both Iron Banner and faction rallies. And also Dylan over on Twitter, he did confirm that the next faction rally, we will be able to direct purchase armor. So that's all I wanted to cover with you guys regarding faction rally, but sound off in the comment section. How would you change faction rallies to either A, be more fun, or B, be less of a grind and give us some more opportunities to do everything within the game? That's all I wanted to cover regarding faction rallies, as you see me melt, or us melt, that Primeval when I went to capture this footage for you guys over at E3. Let's talk about this Primeval really quickly. Remember, in Gambit, your power matters when it comes to Guardian versus Guardian. However, when it comes to PvE, it's going to scale with your current power level. Well, Lars from Bungie tweeted out, there is a time component to the Primeval, as it gets easier to kill the longer it is out. It's a little more complex in the version you'll play in September, some additional layers. We're still tweaking it internally, but we feel confident that we have a good solution. Because that is something that we all brought up after we had a breakout session from playing Gambit at E3, was that the Primeval was a little bit easy to melt, and I even brought up that the ads felt they were kind of easy to fight too. But then again, this was just a build. This is the build that you're seeing right now that you're going to be playing at GuardianCon if you're going to GuardianCon. Make sure you come by the Guardian Radio booth to say hello to me. But yeah, they got to do something about the Primeval, and they also, I just felt the ads just in general didn't feel that difficult. And I feel like if they scale with your power, okay, that's cool, but how does it work if, like, you're, let's say, 400 power and the people that you match with that are on your team, they're 500? How is that going to affect you? I don't know. They have to work out all the kinks of this thing, and I'm looking forward to it because Gambit was a lot of fun. Babel mode has been engaged, guys. Leave me a hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end, and do me a favor, drop a like in this video, only if you see fit. Follow me on the Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.
Good news. The check cleared. It's go time. Hostiles have destroyed your Guardian. I'm sick of this asshole. Get rid of him. Terrible effort. Regroup and rearm.